What's up, Daily Doodlers? I hope you're all having a great day today. If not, then you're in luck, because today I'm not dead. Yay! We love being not dead. I am starting up a new series. I'm not exactly sure what to call it. I really want to call it Skillshare Saturday or Skillshare Sunday or something like that and post it on one of those 2 days, but that would imply that I'm sponsored by Skillshare, and I'm not. So, what this is exactly is I am going to be taking more Skillshare classes to help develop my art skills, and I'm going to be recording my artworks that I create while doing it, and sort of sharing some of the tips and tricks while I'm at it that I learn. I'm not going to be sharing all the tips and tricks because that would be really unfair to the professionals that create the class on Skillshare. I would highly recommend that you go to Skillshare yourself and you check out the classes because there are so many amazing creators out there, and they all have, you know, they all can teach you so much. So I highly recommend, if you don't have Skillshare, then there's a link in the description down below that you can go check it out. Like I said, I'm not sponsored, but it is an amazing platform, and I would highly suggest that you go and support the creators as well as learn a thing or two. So the class that I am currently taking is Character Illustration, and this is by Gabriel Piccolo. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. So as you can tell, I sort of started off with trying to figure out how I wanted to do the line art, and something just wasn't working out for me. It just wasn't. There was just so much. It was just so stiff, and at first I thought it was the line art, that it was like I needed to use a different pen or something, but I figured out it was the sketch itself. And really, I figured out, like, his expression was really mild, there wasn't really anything going on. He kind of had his mouth open a little bit, but he didn't look as excited as I wanted him to, and so just, like, I opened his mouth, like, really, really wide, and I, like, put some wrinkles around his eyes to make it look like he was, you know, smiling. And I really liked the way that turned out. And then I also realized that his clothes were really, really stiff, and it looked like, you know, there was nothing going on. And I wanted the clothes to actually be blowing in the wind because, he is on a hot air balloon. I know it's a little difficult to tell because you can't see the balloon part of it, but that is what's happening. He is on a hot air balloon. I was really tempted to kind of like zoom out and draw the entire hot air balloon, but the focus of this class is supposed to be character illustration, not hot air balloons. So I decided against that. I was originally going to put like other hot air balloons in the background for a little bit of reference, but I also feel like this guy would really enjoy traveling alone. So the first thing that Gabriel suggested we do for this class is that we go to quickposes.com and we do the timed practices. And what that is you can set a time, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, you know, whatever. And you can, it'll show you a picture, and you have to like recreate that picture as fast as you possibly can within the specific time frame. So I think he suggested to start out with 10 seconds so that you can completely ignore anatomy and try to really capture the action of the pose and the picture that you get. And while I was doing that, I got this picture, and I fell in love with him. And he was really the inspiration behind this character, and obviously I changed a lot. I gave him a coat, and I sort of, you know, made him not quite as stiff, because he really is kind of stiff in the picture. He looks kind of like a boring guy, and this guy I obviously made to be an exciting adventurer. So I did change a lot about it, but that was the ultimate, like, original inspiration behind this character. And while I was creating this character, I gave him the big round glasses, like, similar to that was in the original picture, and it reminded me of an owl, and I just sort of went with it, and I gave him a little owl companion, so he's not completely alone on his adventures. He's got his little owl friend, so he does have that. One thing that Gabriel also said was to give your character a little Easter egg that provides more story, or makes it at least seem like there's more story behind the character, and it makes it a lot more interesting. And so that was kind of the owl for me, is I decided to put the owl in and that was kind of like the Easter egg sort of thing. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun with making this. The hot air balloon was really weird to figure out, especially since, like, you can't see the whole thing. I was trying to figure out exactly how to do it that would make sense. So I really need to, I don't know if I was fully successful in that, but like I said, the point of this is to focus on character design and the action of the character really capturing motion. So I decided to not focus quite as much on that. Also, guys, if you can hear the rain and the storm going on in the background, I am so sorry, but this is really the only time that I can record this audio, so I'm hoping that you can't hear it. But if you can, I do apologize. Going back to this character, I absolutely fell in love with him and this adorable little owl. This owl, like, when I was looking up reference pictures for the owl, I wanted it to be a snow owl just because I like the way that they look, and they all look so annoyed at everything in life, and I was just like, yes, this is the one that I want. And to sort of connect the two, my little adventuring character here as well as the owl, I gave them both yellow eyes. Actually, I gave the owl yellow eyes, and then, because that's, you know, a lot of the snow owls have those yellow eyes, and then, I decided that I wanted to give him yellow eyes as well to sort of connect those two. So, yeah, so that's what happened there, and I love these two so incredibly much. I really, really want to include them in the original story that I'm writing, which, if you didn't know, I am writing an original story. I don't talk about it too much on this channel, but I think I'm going to start talking about it more. Not incredibly too much, because I don't want to give a bunch of the story away before I've even posted the story anywhere. But I do want to, you know, talk about it a little bit here and there. And I really want to add this guy to the story somehow. And I do have some ideas. But, you know, I'm still sort of figuring it out. I do also, that reminds me, I wanted to tell you guys that I am currently working on an animatic, and I'm really, really excited for it, and the animatic includes, my original characters, and, I am so excited to share it with you guys, but, I've just started on it. I have the storyboard done, and that's pretty much it. So I really want to get that posted by January 15th. That is my goal. That is when I am going to be posting that, and if it's the 15th and I haven't posted it, then, you know, just make sure you're commenting on my videos, because I still have notifications on for that, so I will see them. So make sure you're commenting on my videos saying, hey, where's that animatic? Let me know, make sure you're posting that today. So, yeah, that's going to be happening. I am going to be posting that on the 15th, so look forward to that. 15th of January, that is. So yeah, it's still several months away, but I need you guys to keep me accountable, because I know this will take a long time, and I don't want to lose steam for it. So, like, you guys need to know about it so that you can you know, keep me accountable for it. Even at like the beginning of January, you can be commenting on my videos being like, hey, make sure you're finishing up that animatic so that you can post it on the 15th. Anyways, so yeah, that is what's going on with this. And for this, I'm just sort of wrapping it up. I'm giving his clothing some more texture and everything, sort of adding a little bit of shading to it. This isn't like the actual shading because I'm just, you know, the actual shading I found I really like getting sort of like a purpley color or a blue color and doing a really hard edge shading rather than, you know, something that's sort of more faded like this is. Doing a really, and you'll see a little bit later on, but doing like a really hard shading, and so that, you know, he's just like completely covered in purple like everywhere, and then doing multiply. I think it adds like a really cool effect, and I really enjoy that. I know that's not an original trick, but, you know, I didn't know about it until recently, so, and I'm still, you know, sort of figuring it out. I know that there are different colors that you can use to get different effects, the different effects that you want and all of that, so, you know, I'm still sort of figuring that out, but if that's something that you didn't know about previously and you kind of want to learn a little bit more about that, I would suggest, you know, just making a new layer and taking maybe like a blue or like a deep blue or a deep purple, like a rich purple, and just sort of creating the shadows and just doing a really hard edge with it, or maybe, you don't necessarily have to do what I do. It depends on what you like and what your style is, so you can even, you know, create like a little like faded edge sort of thing with the airbrush, or, you know, whatever, blend it together, whatever it is that you want to do. Just experiment, just have fun with it. Like, that's what art is all about, really. So yeah. And this, I'm doing the background. I figured it would make most sense to do nighttime because, you know, if it weren't nighttime, then the owl would be sleeping because they're nocturnal. So I really enjoy, I really like the background. It's very simplistic, but I love the way that it turned out. So I'm very happy with it. So yeah, I'm just finishing it up here, and I hope, like, now you can sort of see what I was talking about with the shading, with the really hard edges, just using kind of like a purple or a blue. I chose purple because I like the effect that it gives, and I thought it wouldn't blend in with the background quite as much. And then you put the layer on multiply, and that makes it so that it's sort of like, it makes it so that the colors in that layer sort of blend with the color that's underneath it, and I think it provides a really cool effect. So here is the final result. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I learned a lot from this class, and I highly recommend that if you have Skillshare, that you go check this class out, or even if you don't have Skillshare, check out Skillshare anyways and see maybe if it's something that you want to invest in, because it has so many classes on there, and like I said, not sponsored, but it's an amazing platform, and I think even people who are not sponsored should be advocating for it because it's very helpful. So that's going to be all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you happen to be new, please consider subscribing to join my daily doodlers. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!